What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm ready to get into some charts. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday so far. See if we can find some good opportunities for this week. Hope everybody is having a blessed Sunday. I hope everybody had a pretty good week last week. Hope we used proper risk management last week. We're going to capitalize on some good trades this week. And whatever mistakes we made last week, we're going to try to make sure that those losses were lessons to not be repeated again, man. So, you know. And y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started in about 2 or 3 minutes. Let a few more people kind of get on. Hey, you guys, I hope you guys, one of the things I want to talk about too, when you kind of go into trading, one thing that will really help our success is your mindset. So you want to always make sure you got the right mindset whenever you're trading or you're going into trading, you looking at the charts, all of that. Hey Ish, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good Sunday. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get into these charts. Y'all know how we do. We always start off with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for life, health, and strength. I want to thank you for all the blessings that you bestowed upon us. Lord, I pray that everyone on this call will be helped. And I pray that something can be said that it'll provide value, it'll help them financially, and it'll help them get better. Ultimately, I hope that it helps all of us to get better. And Lord, all I want to do is be a vessel to help someone in even the smallest way possible, just to be financially free. And Lord, we ask these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. It's only a few of us on here. So for those who are trickle in, that's great. Hey, before we start off, you guys, if you guys can go ahead and hit the like button on this stream, I really appreciate it. It'll help us kind of get the algorithm out. That way these videos can be pushed to more people. But needless to say, let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. So coming out of last week, let's go ahead and navigate back to last week and kind of see exactly how the week was and how it kind of ended and things like that. So let's see what we had going on last week, you guys. Because last week ended, Friday, it ended like really slow. But as you guys can see, last week on that Monday, we had FOMC on that Monday with USD. It didn't move too much, but we had a few things to kind of move a little bit. We did have some fireworks. I believe it was Thursday morning early morning, like London session, I caught a few trades at that time. But Wednesday, we had a little bit going on with CAD and USD. CAD did kind of move a little bit during the New York session on last Wednesday. And then Thursday, I believe it was London. Well, I think it was going, no, it was that Friday. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I think it was that Thursday. Yeah, I think it was that Thursday going into London or something like that. It was a few fireworks during the London session. I took a trade late at night. I took a pending order, and when I woke up, it had hit take profit. Friday, even though we had some news on Friday last week, I mean, the markets were extremely slow on Friday. I don't even think I took a trade on Friday, but it was extremely slow. So let's go ahead and look at the charts for this week and kind of see what we're looking at. Oh, I'm tripping. I was on this week. Okay. We'll go back to last week in a little bit. But as you guys can see, on Monday, tomorrow, I can't believe I was looking at this week and thinking it was last week. So on Monday, tomorrow, we got FOMC at 10 o'clock. We got Waller who's going to speak. So it should be some news. Whenever we have FOMC, it usually moves. FOMC usually kind of pops off around 1 p.m. Central Time, but it looks like tomorrow it's going to be at 10 a.m. So the market actually might move a little bit. But then again, it's a 50-50 because when you look at this, there's a bank holiday on USD. So we don't know. So we just need to be mindful. More times than not, I don't usually take trades on Sundays or Mondays. So I kind of let the market kind of settle into itself. And then Tuesdays is when I'm really kind of gearing up. Unless it's something that's just really just out of the blue. And, you know, from something like that, then I might take a trade. But other than that, Sundays and Mondays, I usually try to mark up for the week and just trying to let the market kind of settle into itself after it opens and all that kind of thing. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Move this over a bit. Make sure my camera is okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Going into Tuesday, we don't have any folders that are out of the ordinary going into Tuesday. Well, I'll take that back. We got Chef. We got Zerbrug is speaking. Can't really pronounce his name. But we also have GDP on CAD. So Chef and CAD, we should see a little bit of movement possibly on Tuesday, where the market's starting to move. And then on USD, we have an orange folder as well on Tuesday. We can see that AUD is going to have some movement during the Asian session Tuesday night at 8:30. And so for those who trade gold, remember AUD and gold kind of correlates with each other. So if you get movement on AUD, you're going to get some movement on gold as well. Looking into Wednesday, start of the New York session, we got a little bit of movement on the euro. We got President Lagarde is going to be speaking. And then as we can see, that's when the fireworks begins to start. At 9 a.m. Central Time, we got CAD and USD. We got the job openings and all of that. One thing to be mindful of as well, you guys, next week is the first week of the month. So we have NFP on Friday. So the markets, we definitely should see some fireworks on that. And as you can see, we got FOMC, which is around 12 o'clock on Wednesday as well. So that's when the fireworks may start, really starting to gear up. I'm anticipating some news on Friday. Yep. So on Friday, that's when NFP is kind of starting. They're starting to talk about it and things like that. So we definitely should see some fireworks on Thursday. And you see, we're talking about unemployment claims as well. But there it is again. We got FOMC at 12 noon on Friday. And then as you can see, on Thursday. And then as you can see on Friday, we're going to end it off with NFP. We're going to end it off with non-farm payroll, average hourly earnings, all of that. So this Friday, I'm expecting some big movements. And as you can see, throughout the morning, that particular morning, USD is really going to be popping off. And we even got President Biden speaking as well. So with that, that should, probably see some movement. It might slow down a little bit. We don't know, but I know in the morning, when it first jump off, we definitely gonna see some fireworks. All right. Hey, also you guys, if you have any pairs that you like to see marked up, please put them in the chat. I'll be happy to mark them up for you guys. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hold on one second. Let me make sure my audio is good. Hey, if my audio is good, could you guys put something in the chat and just to let me know that you guys can hear me pretty good and all of that type of thing? Okay, look like we good. Okay, audio is good, I can see. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into it. So we're gonna go ahead and start with GU. And as we can see with GU, you guys, GU has been bearish for quite some time. So this is the daily time frame. And so when we kind of look at what this pair is doing, we can see that it's possibly coming up to give us a lower high, and it possibly drop off to kind of take out this last daily lower low, take out this liquidity and everything. So I'm still looking for sales when it comes to GU. We see price here. We can tell that it actually, if we throw our fibs on this, price came up is well within our golden zone on this particular pair. And so right now, we can see it wicked up. It didn't quite close this imbalance. We still have a huge imbalance on the daily time frame. As we can see, it wicked up to our negative 61.8, and now it's starting to trickle back down. So we drop to the 4 hour. Let's kind of look at price action just to see exactly what it's doing. So as you can see with this particular pair, like we said, we're looking for sales. We're not necessarily looking for any buys or anything like that, but let's kind of look at price action just to see if we see anything that sticks out. So we can see that in this area, price came up here. We do have an imbalance right here in this area here on the 4 hour time frame. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. Let me change the color of this. Oh, my screen looking so funny. Hold on one second, you guys. I can barely see my colors or anything. My screen looking so weird. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna worry about that. But as you can see, we have a huge imbalance right here on the 4 hour. And with this imbalance, one of the things I'd like to see, because as you can see, price, it kind of broke this area here, because in down structure from the 4 hour, we had a lower low, a lower high, lower low, and so it broke structure. And as you can see, it broke structure, it came back a little bit. Let's see exactly where did it test. So it came back and it kind of wicked into the 50%, and it's possibly gonna come up. So one of the things that I want to see if price will shoot up to this imbalance, possibly give us some sort of distribution, Wyckoff distribution, and then go to the downside. Because basically what we want to see, if we look at our rules with regards to Wyckoff and things like that, first thing we want to look for is a point of interest. It needs to hit a point of interest first on a higher time frame. So as you can see, we have a clear point of interest right here on the 4 hour. Once it drops into our point of interest, we're looking for sales unless price breaks this high here. If it breaks this lower high, then of course we'll be looking for buys or something like that. However, but right now we're still looking for sales because we're in a downtrend. So I'll be looking for price to possibly form some sort of distribution in this area here. And I'll put a distro box right here. I'll be looking for it to form some sort of distribution box. Let's see, gray. Let me change the color of this, you guys. Right here. So I'll be looking for price to possibly give us some sort of distribution here and then dip off to the downside, okay? And then we can possibly catch sales all the way down. Like I said, I'm looking for price to take out this liquidity down here, but this is what I'm looking for. So in this area, I'm gonna go ahead and set an alert right up in this area, GU approaching, not entry, but 4-hour POI. Because that'll let me know, like right now, there's nothing I really want to do with GU because it's kind of in no man's land. And so that's pretty much what I want to see. I want to see if it'll come up a little higher, give us a distro, and then dip off to the downside. If I drop down to the 1 hour just to kind of look at price action, we can see price is moving sideways. It's in a consolidated range right now. And so it's indecisive. We don't know exactly what it's doing. Possibly what it could be doing is possibly giving us an accumulation to shoot up to this area. But because it's in no man's land, I don't necessarily want to mess with it. And I want to just let the market kind of play out and we'll see what it does. And like I said, ultimately, I'm looking for sales because we're in a downtrend, but I would like to see price come up a little bit further and then drop off to the downside. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at EU. Let's go to the daily and kind of look at the overall big picture and see what's going on with EU. Let me change the color back to green. I think that kind of stands out a little more. We can actually see it. Okay. So if we're on the daily time frame, let's go ahead and mark up our structure just to see exactly where we are. So if we look at this here, this area is still our last low because this one is lower than this price action here. So we'll mark this up here. This is our daily lower low here. This hasn't been broken yet, so this still is our daily lower low. When we look at that, let's see, high, lower low, lower high. So we got lower low here. We also have lower high in this area here. Let's make sure though. Yeah, that's right. And we have a lower high in this area here. Okay, lower high, lower low, lower high. This possibly could be our next lower high. However, it's not confirmed until it breaks this area here. Okay, so we're looking at the big picture. Let's see something for a second. Lower high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we could classify this here because we do have wicks and it's more than a 2 candle pullback. So we can look at it from this perspective here. Lower low, lower high, lower low. And that's how we can look at that. Like I said, this is not confirmed yet. So if we look at this, we're still looking for sales with EU as well. So let's go ahead and use our fibs to kind of see where price is at this particular point. We'll do it from this area up here, down here. And as you can see, we're well within our area for our fibs. Let me change the color of this, you guys, because you probably can't even see this. I don't know why my screen is so light. It's hard to even see the fibs on here right now. I'll do it like this to make it a little easier to see. And hopefully you guys can see this. I don't know why my screen is so light today. But you can see that price dipped well within our golden zone. We're above 50%, which is where we want it to be. And it dipped off. So we're still looking for sales right now. And so price came down. It's possibly making another lower high in this area to kind of shoot off. And if we look at that, we can move our fibs down to this area and put it on this area here. And as you can see, we wicked into our 50% area. However, I'd like to see it come up a little bit higher because just like with GU, we have an imbalance right here that I like to see price come up and tap. I want to see it come up and tap into this area, possibly give us a distro and drop off to the downside. If you look at this, when price closed on the daily for EU, you can see we have a bullish bearish bullish pattern, which is a continuation order block or demand zone. So with that being said, this is a continuation to possibly push price to the upside. Okay, so that's one of the things that we pretty much see with this pair. We want to see it kind of push price to the upside, possibly give us a distro and drop off to the downside. So with this, you know what? That's the daily. Let's drop to the 4 hour and see what we got going on. So the 4 hour time frame, we have an imbalance in this area here. Let's see, did that close? Okay, that actually did close the imbalance. So as we can see, because that closed the imbalance, we still do have another imbalance in this area here, but let's wait and see exactly what price is going to do for us. Because the reason why I say that is because this possibly could give us a distro. Because as you can see, if we look at this, we have 3 drives up. However, when you're looking at a distro, hey, what's going on, Dale? When you're looking at a distro, you want to look for 3 drives up and 2 drives down. Okay, in this particular instance, we have some of the schematics, but the whole thing is not completed yet. And as you can see, if we drop to a smaller time frame, we can pretty much kind of see what it does. But as you can see, it definitely tapped into this POI. So let's drop it to a smaller time frame just to kind of look and see what price is giving us, because this possibly could give us a distro at this moment, but we don't know. And I think I might have had this already marked up. Let's see. No. That's something that's old. That's a no. Nope. So it's not necessarily formed yet, but let me drop it to another small time frame, that way we can look at this thing and see exactly what it's doing. So this is the highest point here. This may be a U-tad. However, if we're dropping this thing down, we don't have 3 drive. We don't necessarily have the 3 drives up consecutive like we would think. So like I said, we want to kind of wait, because right now I don't see 2 drives down. And basically what that is, you have your 3 drives up, which is your U-tad. Hold on, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So when you're looking at this from a Wyckoff perspective, distro here. So you have 3 drives up, 1, 2, 3, and then you have 2 drives down, which is a minor sign of weakness. And then we're looking for a major sign of weakness. We got these 2 drives down, which are your MSALs, minor and major. So right now, we have a U-tad, and we have a, you know, this is not necessarily, this is like a test here. This is not a UT, because you can see we don't have these 3 drives up. So, and this is not a full schematic until we get an MSAL that kind of breaks the AR or something like that. It's not necessarily a schematic yet. And so I don't really want to look at it as such. That way we won't necessarily get faked out, because one of the things that I see is that we still have an imbalance, a 4 hour imbalance that's a little bit higher. And so I'd like to see price possibly come up to this area here before it dips to the downside. Because if I'm looking at this, this is almost looking like a schematic here that formulated. But let's see if it actually tapped into a previous point of interest first. Let's see. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. It didn't quite get all the way up there. Let me drop to the 3 hour just to see. It didn't quite close the point of interest over in this area. No, actually it did. There was an imbalance here. So here is our previous point of interest here. that. Okay, so it tapped into an imbalance here. Let's look at this. We have 3 drives up, 1, 2, 3, and we have 2 drives down. And I believe I marked this up. Let's see if this is something. Yep, I had this marked up. So if we look at this, you guys, let's check this out for a second. If we look at this distro, this is a schematic one. You can see we have 3 drives up and we have 2 drives down. We have an AR, but we also have this minor sign of weakness, which dipped all the way down to a major sign of weakness. So these are our 2 drives down here. Now, with this, when we're looking at this, one of the things that I'm looking for is for price to possibly come back up and tap into this this area here. Let me change the color of this. I don't know what's going on, you guys, but my colors are not really showing like they're supposed to. I don't know if you guys are having trouble seeing the colors on my screen, but it's extremely light on my end. But let's go ahead and kind of see exactly what we are looking at for price to possibly tap into. Because I believe we have trading range alignment on this particular trade as well. So if we come over here to our BC here, we can see if we come over to this area here, there's an imbalance right in this area. And it's not all the way lined up with trading range alignment, but we are extremely close to this area for trading range alignment. And so one of the things, I have not set a limit on this yet, because more times than not, I like my trading ranges to be exact on the imbalances. And so this one is not exact. However, I do want to kind of see what price is going to do for this particular trade, because if it comes up, it can possibly tap into this area here and then dip to the downside. So like I said, I did not mark a limit for this just yet. Is it possible to make your fonts a little bigger? Yeah, I can make them a little bigger. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Sister Beck. It's like my screen is extremely light, and it's like there's a lot of things that's looking a little weird today. I don't know if it's the screen or what. I hope you can see that. I just made that a little bit bigger. But when you look at this, price could sell from where it is and take off from liquid, equal lows, and then go up to the full buy. Yeah, it possibly could. It possibly could. Let's look at the overall picture. Let me remove this distro for a second. And let's look at this on the 4-hour. It possibly could. Yeah, it possibly could sell off right now. I do want to see it come up just a little bit further before it do, because ultimately I'm still looking for sales. But it possibly could. We don't know exactly what it would do. I mean, because it already broke structure in this area here on a lower time frame. And if we throw a fibs on this, let's see if it'll give us the pullback, where the pullback will be. It's already wicked into the 50% area. So we just want to see exactly what it's going to do. But if we look at this, we do have this continuation pattern like we talked about, this bullish, bearish, bullish, which I believe that it's probably going to dip up and take out this daily imbalance here and then possibly dip to the downside, which probably is in confluence with our distro on a smaller time frame. So those are one of the things that we want to look for this one, and we can possibly see exactly what it'll do. Like I said, I apologize, you guys. I don't know why the colors on my screen are so weird right now, but I'll make sure I fix that when we have streams the next time and things like that. Okay, let's go ahead and move to USD CAD. Let's look at this particular pair, you guys. And so as we can see with USD CAD, we've been bullish for quite some time. And a couple of things that I want you guys to notice is when we had this possible higher low here because price haven't necessarily broken this high. We pretty much got equal highs right now, but we got all of this. Let me make this bigger. We have all of this unhealthy price action, and what I mean by that is there are no down candles in this area. So we got massive imbalances with these three big candles here. So that's considered as unhealthy price action. So price has to come back and close these imbalances. Now, what we can do is kind of look and see exactly where price is at this particular moment. And as you can see, we're still in up structure, because if you notice this on a 4-hour time frame, here is our structure on the 4-hour. We have, this is our higher high, higher low, higher high in this area here. So until price breaks this area here, we're still in up structure. So basically what can happen at this particular moment is price can come down, because this is a demand zone in this area. This is a demand zone. Price can come down to this area. It's already in the demand zone now. It can play around in here and create an accumulation on a smaller time frame, and then possibly come up to the upside, take out this last higher high, and then maybe dip to the downside. Or what it can do, the other scenario is, because we have all of this unhealthy price action and price needs to come back to retest, what it could do is break this area, retest, give us an accumulation, and then dip to the downside to take out all of this unhealthy price action. The colors are good. No problem. Okay. I'm glad you guys can see the colors, because they look a little weird on my end. But that's some of the things that we're looking for. So right now, I have an alert on this USD BOS right around, and I'll put a balloon on here, and I'll post these in the chat as well, you guys. That way you guys can have the alerts and the markups and all of that. Let me see, BOS, USD CAD BOS. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on 1 second. All right, you guys, I'm back. So that's some of the things that I'm kind of looking for right now on USD CAD. Is dipped into this demand zone already. Let's kind of see if we have any other areas, or let me see if they're showing any type of price. Well, it's not really doing anything right now. Pretty much we just have this, this huge bearish momentum right now that just dipped into this demand zone. We don't know exactly what it's going to do. But like I said, I'm still looking for buys until it breaks this last area here. Once it breaks that, then I'll be happily looking for sales. But right now, I'm still looking for buys, because my bias right now, I want to see if it'll break this last daily higher high before it give us the drop off. Because if it breaks this last higher high, and it gives us some sort of distribution or something and dips off to the downside, this is a lot of pips that we can possibly catch on USD CAD. Because if we just measure from this higher high all the way down to this area here, that's about 487 pips that we can possibly catch, because it has to come down here to close out all of this price action. But like I said, I want to wait and be patient to see exactly what it's going to do, because like I said, we're still in up structure. So we'll be patient on this one and kind of see exactly what it'll do. We'll come back and look at it again to see if it'll give us some sort of price action, maybe give us an accumulation and build to the upside. Okay. Also, you guys, For those who weren't on earlier, if you please hit the like button, I appreciate it. That way we can kind of get the algorithm going. That way this can be shared with more people. Also, if you have any pairs that you'd like to see me mark up, please put them in the chat. I'd be happy to mark them up for you. Okay. So now you guys looking at G-Chef. As you can see with G-Chef, we're in a downtrend right now. Let's see. Okay, you see we're in a downtrend. So a couple of things with this particular pair. Let's see if it actually tapped into something over in this area, because we can see prices just settling down in this area. But let's see if we have anything over here that we can possibly see. Thank you guys who's throwing the likes in there. GA Dale, I see you. I got you on GA. I don't really see nothing in this area. Let me see, 2-day. I don't really see nothing in this area that stands out where price is right now. So what we'll do, we'll be patient, because a couple of things that I see on this particular pair, if I drop to the 4-hour, well, let's go back to the daily. Only thing I see is a demand zone possibly here, and we have a small one in this area right here. And so, you know, right now price is just kind of lingering in the balance. You know, we don't know exactly what's going on. So if we drop to the 4-hour to kind of look and see where's our last lower highs and lower lows, that'll give us a good reference as to what we need to start looking at. So if we look at this, this is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so this area here is our last lower high. And so from a 4-hour perspective, this is our break of structure. Let me make this a little bigger. This is our break of structure on the 4-hour time frame. So until this actually breaks, you guys, I'm not really looking for anything on G-Chef, because like I said, price is possibly making a lower low, but it's just like in the middle of no man's land, and I don't know exactly where it's bouncing off of or whatever the case may be. But right now, I probably won't do anything on G-Chef until it breaks this 4-hour. Let's look at the 1-hour and kind of look at structure on there. Okay, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, here's something we can see possibly before that. We can bring this down to this area, and we can change this 4-hour break of structure to a 1-hour break of structure, because the 1-hour is a little bit closer. And on the 1-hour, we can definitely catch some pips on there. That way we can see exactly what price is gonna do. Let me see, let me move this up and make sure I'm accurate right here. Okay, let me see, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, it's right here. There we go. Change this to a 1-hour. 1-hour break of structure. So until price breaks this area, I'm not going to look at it, because what this can confirm for me is a possible accumulation. Because as you can see, in opposite of a distro, we have 3 drives down on this accumulation. So we need 3 drives down, 2 drives up. So on this, we have our 3 drives down. We want to see if we get a break of structure somewhere. So right now we don't have a BOS. We don't even, we don't have a break of structure. So if we get a break of structure, you know, that can possibly give us a UA or something like that. But because it's not all the way defined, I don't usually want to try to anticipate it, because if I do that, then my mind will be kind of set on that. So I want to wait until we kind of get that structure. If we get a break of structure on the 1-hour, I can come back and look at price action and kind of tell and determine if it's actually an accumulation or something like that, and then we can possibly look at it as such. But if not, if it give us a break of structure, we can possibly look at for the pullback, see if it'll come back to a demand zone or something like that, and then shoot up to the upside. Okay. Hey, Sister Beck, yeah, we did go over GU already. All right, you guys, let's go to gold, and then from gold, we're gonna go to GA. And then if there's no other requests in the chat, then we'll go back to GU and kind of look at GU again for you, Sister Beck. All right, you guys, let's look at gold right quick. So gold, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's giving, the daily is pretty clean, but on lower time frames, it's been giving some nasty price action. It's been all types of which ways. It's been topsy-turvy. And so as you can see, we're still in down momentum in this as well. We have a lower high, make this a little bigger. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This possibly would be another lower high, but it won't be confirmed until it breaks this last lower low, okay? So if we go back, so we can see right now, I'm looking for sales. That's what I'm looking for with gold. I'm looking for price to come down, take out this low, and then possibly jump back up and give us another lower high or something like that. So if we drop it off to the 4 hour, we kind of see, let's look at the overall market on this 4 hour right quick. As we can see, we got a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We got a break of structure in this area right here. We got a break of structure for our BOS. We see that we had a pullback, at least 50%. So if we throw our fibs on there, this 4 hour time frame, we see that it came back at least 50% within our golden zone, and it's starting to dip off to the downside. So we see that we're already in down pressure momentum or whatever, because we came back and retested. If we drop to the 1 hour, let's kind of look at this. We can see on the 1 hour time frame that we had up structure initially, higher high, higher low, and then we can see, we can see that currently right now, this is the area that we need to break in order for us to confirm we're going back to down structure. So this is our 1 hour BOS, which is right around 1815. And so let's drop to the 15 minute to kind of see exactly where we are. 15 minute. Pretty much almost the same thing on the 15 minute as well. So this 1 hour here, I won't do anything until this break structure on the 1 hour. However, I do believe there's some Wyckoff here that I have marked up, and let's look at that for a second. Yeah, so check this out, you guys. I believe this is actually a 4 hour markup, and I'm gonna try to make this bigger so you guys can see it. So check this out on the 4 hour. As you guys can see, we have the components that we're looking for. Let me go ahead and remove this right quick. As you can see, we have our 3 drives up. I'll show you guys. We have 1, 2. We have our 3 drives up, and we also have our 2 drives down that broke the AR. This is the AR here, and here's our two drives down. So we have all of the components that we need for a actual schematic, an actual distribution. And if we look at this here, it actually dipped into a previous point of interest right here. It dipped into this previous point of interest, which is what we wanted to look for, which is what we needed. And as we can see, this UTAD dipped into that previous point of interest right there, okay? Change the color of this to that. All right, so now we can see it dipped off, and then up in this area, we have trading range alignment, not on the 4 hour, but on a different time frame. Let me find it for you guys. I believe we have trading range alignment. I thought we had trading range alignment. Okay, it's not quite trading range alignment. And because of that, I won't necessarily set a pending order. So it still possibly can come up here and wick this area and shoot down. I won't set a pending order for this, but I will set an alert to see if price will come up here, because this has given me all the confirmations I need, with the exception of the trading range alignment. Now, trading range alignment is not a rule, it's a confirmation. And what I mean by that is, even if trading range alignment is not there or present, all of my other confirmations are met. I have a previous point of interest, it tapped into it, I have 3 drives up, 3 drives down, break of structure, and I want to see the pullback. Now, because I don't have trading range alignment, because I really like that for high probability trades, I won't necessarily set a limit right away, but I'll look and see what price does when it come up to that area, if that makes sense. So, like I said, trading range alignment is not a rule. What it is, it's a confirmation. And for those that don't know what trading range alignment is, what I mean by that is, when you're setting up your trading range, for example, if you guys can see this, can't make that bigger, crap. Okay, we'll go back here. What I mean is, when you're setting up your trading range with Wyckoff, which your trading range pretty much aligns with your, let me change this a little bit so you guys can see it. Resistance lines, and we have another one here. We got our support lines. So this BC, let me make this bigger. Between the BC and the AR, BC being buying climax, AR being automatic rally or automatic reaction. This is your trading range, but these lines here, when you have entries lined up with those, with your trading range, is called trading range alignment. So that when your entries are right there, spot on your trading range alignment, that's for high probability trades. So that's what I mean by trading range alignment. This one is not all the way lined up, which is not an ultimate deal breaker for me, but I like to look for those. But it still gives me all my other confirmations. Okay, so this is definitely one I want to look for. I'm going to set an alert probably around 1864 area. That way, if price gets up to that area, it'll let me know to start looking at it. I don't want to set a limit because, like I said, I don't have trading range, but I do like all the other confirmations. Gold approaching sell entry. That's what I'll say. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and look at GA. And if you guys have any questions as we're going through these, GBP, AUD, please let me know. I'll be happy to go back and all of that kind of thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at GA. Let me move this right quick. What is this? Okay, I had a previous point of interest in this area that it tapped into. But it kind of, I believe it took out this. But let's go ahead and look at the overall big picture first, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of all of the other good stuff. Let's remove that. All right, so if we look at GA, from a daily perspective, we can see that we're in down momentum. We're bearish right now. So as we can see right now, let's go ahead and mark up our where we are. So we got equal lows in this area here. This is our daily lower low. We have another lower low here. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. we have a lower high right here. And we also have another lower high all the way up in this area right here. Okay. This one here is not confirmed as of yet because this low hasn't been broken. Okay. So ultimately, I'm still looking for sales within this particular, for this particular pair overall. However, let's go to the 4 hour to kind of look and see where we are, because the 4 hour can possibly change our immediate bias just kind of sort of right now. So if we look at this 4 hour right now, let's see, we have, so on the 4 hour time frame, we had a couple changes here. So we have, let me make this a little darker so you guys can see it. I'll change it to blue. So we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We have a break of structure. And then from here, GA, yeah, it possibly could give us some good moves. Let's see how this thing played out. Let's see. We got a break of structure right here. This is a 4 hour BOS on GA, and as you can see, because we're gonna break this thing down, it gave us the pullback right here, well within our range, well within our 50%. It tapped into a supply zone right here. We got a supply zone right here that it tapped into, and then from there it dipped off to the downside. Okay, so now dipped off to the downside, came back to possibly make a lower high. Okay, so basically what we're looking at right now, from we're in bearish momentum. So we got a high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is a possible lower high until it breaks this area here. So right now, this is what we're looking at. This area here is our break of structure right now on the 4 hour time frame. Okay, because we're coming back down. This is our 4 hour break of structure, but I want to see it break this area here and give us a lower low. A couple things that I see immediate is, okay, this is not unhealthy price action. Right here, I see a lot of consolidation in this area. Let me drop it to a smaller time frame. It's looking extremely choppy for a minute. Okay, yeah, so we can work with this. So if you notice on this 1 hour time frame, if we're looking at this from a 1 hour perspective, now this is clean. We can see this. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. Right here. One hour BOS in this area right here. So one of the things that we can wait for is a pullback. Now we have point of interests that we can see. They're clear on the 1 hour. We can definitely see those. So right now, we have an imbalance in this area right here. Okay, and we also have a supply zone right here. Clean market structure, extremely clean. We can definitely see it. We have a supply zone right there. So one of the things I want to look for is for price to pull back 50% within this come up in this area, tap into the supply zone, and possibly give us a dip to the downside. That's one of the things I'd like to see. Now, as we can see, because we're getting this pullback, let's see if we have an accumulation or something on a smaller time frame that we can possibly look at. So I don't really see anything. It's not all the way defined. We don't have 3 drives down and 2 drives up. I mean, we have this small situation here. Yeah, I'm not liking the way it's looking. So I wouldn't necessarily look at this for Wyckoff, but one of the things we possibly could look at, prices already done, it already kind of took off or whatever. We do have a demand zone in this area down here that price can possibly come back to and tap into before it kind of goes back up, or we can possibly, you know, wait until it kind of get up there and see what it's going to do. Because right now we can see the market closed with a continuation pattern here of bullish, bearish, bullish. That's a clear sign that it don't necessarily want to dip back down. We have a demand zone right here. We got a bullish, bearish, bullish. Price is going to give us a continuation, and it might come back and tap into this demand zone and then shoot up to the upside. But from this continuation pattern, I'm definitely looking for it to kind of shoot up. Because we can see it's giving us just bullish order blocks. We have this order block here, this bullish engulfing order block here, demand zone, which kind of resulted into this bullish, bearish, bullish. So I want to see price tap up into this area here, give us some sort of distribution, or if not, you know, we can probably catch a break of structure or something on a smaller time frame and dip it to the downside. And then from there, if we come here, tap into this area here, even if we came to take out this liquidity in this area, that's a good 100 pips from that supply down to the 0 area here. However, we're looking for price ultimately to come down and take out this liquidity here. I mean, we can even ride it down to this area here, but before we do anything, we can go ahead and set an alert before it gets to this 50% up here. That way we can be notified that it's getting close to our POI area. So GA approaching golden zone. Hey Dale, yeah, I think we should just wait for right now. Kind of let the market settle a little bit and not rush into it. GA is looking really, really clean right now, but I don't want us to get faked out by any fake outs when the market first opens. So I think we should wait until it kind of settles and show us a little bit more schematic. Let's go ahead and look at GU again. This is the back. I'll go ahead and pull that one back up for you. So on GU, one of the things that we're looking for with GU is pretty much a waiting game for GU right now as well. So with GU, let me go to the 4-hour. One of the things I want to see on GU, we're in downward momentum, so I'm looking for sales, but I still think price wants to come up a little bit further before it dips off. And so we have this imbalance right here on GU. I want to see price possibly dip into this imbalance, give us a distribution, and then dip to the downside. Because if we come to the daily time frame, we can see that we're still bearish. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This is our possible lower high here. I want to see it come up here, possibly give us a distro, and then dip to the downside. That's pretty much what I see on GU. But like I said, it's a waiting game now. I want to kind of wait for the market to kind of settle a little bit for today and tomorrow. And then also, you guys, I'm going to see if I can do another I'm going to see if I can do another live actually Monday night to kind of get a look at the market and kind of see where it kind of settled into, possibly going into Tuesday. Like I said, this is NFP week, And so we definitely going to see some movement within the market this week. Okay. Hey, you guys, if there's nothing else, I appreciate you guys rocking with me as always. Like I said, I'm gonna be heavy into the Discord this week, and also if you guys can like this video, I really appreciate it. One of the things we also start implementing is one-on-one mentorships. I know we had some requests for that, and so if you guys go into the Discord, we have a channel in the Discord for one-on-one mentorship sessions if you guys are interested. And so we do have those as well. And like I said, as always, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great Sunday. I'll holler at y'all on the next call.